You know, sometimes the most powerful leadership strategies aren't found in a textbook. They're hidden in plain sight, in the small, intentional actions of one person. Today, we're digging into a story like that, a story about seeing the greatness that's already in the room. Okay, so picture this. I bet this scene feels familiar to a lot of you. You're in a meeting room and the air is just thick with that pre-meeting quiet. It's not a focused silence, though. It's that scattered silence of people just staring at their phones, already mentally checked out. The energy? It's just flat, a low hum of obligation. This is exactly where our story kicks off. So yeah, let's really set the stage here. We need to understand this all too common problem, the disconnected team. This is our baseline, the before picture, right before a leader named Miss Anya steps in and changes everything. And this quote, it just nails the core of the problem, doesn't it? It gives a name to that flat feeling. It's what happens in a performance-driven culture, where everybody is quietly trying to protect their own value, to prove their own worth. We're not really collaborating, we're kind of competing for validation. But a Miss Anya, well, she's about to flip that entire dynamic on its head. So how in the world do you shift a culture like that? Let's get into the solution. This next part is all about Miss Anyana's simple but absolutely transformative actions. And it wasn't some big dramatic speech. Nope. It was just 3 small intentional acts. So here's exactly what she did. First, a moment of presence. Instead of just jumping in, she walks to the table and deliberately puts her own phone face down. Then she just makes eye contact with everyone. The message couldn't be clearer. I'm here with you 100%. Second, an unexpected acknowledgement. She praises Maya, a quiet team member, for work nobody else even saw, highlighting a specific, valuable contribution. And third, and this is maybe the biggest one, when another quiet member, Liam, offers an idea that goes against the grain, she doesn't shut it down. She leans in with real curiosity. She made it safe for his idea to find its voice. And the result of these tiny actions? It was absolutely profound. I mean, the entire atmosphere of the room just changed. That feeling of quiet competition, it was replaced by a sense of psychological safety and genuine engagement. People who never spoke up started offering creative ideas without that fear of being dismissed. The focus just naturally shifted from me to we. Okay, so now let's pivot from the story to the why. Because what Miss Anya did, it wasn't just a random act of kindness. It was a deliberate leadership strategy, and there's actually a science to why it worked so incredibly well. Let's break it down. Let's start with that first move, putting the phone down. This is all about presence. It's a strategic choice to replace performance with actual, genuine connection. It signals that the people in this room right now are more important than any digital distraction. Honestly, it's the critical first step to actually seeing what's going on around you. Her second move, acknowledging Maya's work, is a perfect example of what we can call strategic humility. Now, this isn't about putting yourself down. It's about having the confidence to value the contributions of others without feeling insecure about your own position. It's how a leader transforms their formal authority into real, authentic influence. And her third act, really listening to Liam's out-of-the-box idea, that shows what we call brave curiosity. This is all about the willingness to trade your need for control for a genuine sense of inquiry. Miss Anya showed she was way more interested in finding the best idea than in being right. And in doing that, she unlocked the entire team's collective intelligence. And this slide just lays it all out so perfectly. It's the old model versus what Miss Anya was doing. Traditional authority, it's built on things like control, ego, and always needing to be certain. But influence, which is really the new model of leadership, it's built on presence, connection, and inquiry. It's a fundamental shift from commanding to connecting. Okay, I know what some of you might be thinking. Presence, humility, these are just soft skills, right? They're nice to have, but do they actually move the needle? Well, this next section is all about connecting these ideas to real, tangible results. This is the return on investment of humility. And here's where we see the hard data. This stuff isn't just about feeling good. A meta-analysis of over 16,000 people showed that this kind of humble leadership leads to a massive 62% increase in trust, a 40% jump in employee engagement, and a 39% boost in team creativity. I mean, these are not small numbers. Let's just pause on that one number for a second. Plus 39%. Think about that. That's the potential increase in a team's creativity when a leader simply creates enough psychological safety for new ideas to come out, just like Miss Anya did for Liam. This is deeply strategic, not sentimental. So the big question is, how do we apply these lessons? This final section is all about reframing our core belief about what leadership really is and giving you some actionable ways to start leading with Breathe Curiosity yourself. So, what does this all really mean for how we think about leadership? The truth is, leadership has evolved. It used to be about knowing more than everyone else. Then it shifted to being about doing more. But today, the most effective leadership is about seeing more, seeing the people, seeing the potential, and seeing the greatness that is already in the room, just waiting to be unlocked. And here are some practical ways you can start. These are concrete, little micro practices. Instead of asking questions with a hidden agenda, just ask with openness. Don't just listen for things you agree with, listen to really understand. And maybe the most important one, create a little habit of reflection. Just ask yourself at the end of the day, where did I choose curiosity over my own comfort today? We're going to end with this question, but it's really more of an invitation. It's a challenge to apply this new lens to your own team, your own family, your own life. Because when you learn to see the greatness that's already in others, you empower them to finally see it in themselves. And that right there is where true leadership begins.